Hello and welcome to me attempting a halo eye. And I say attempting because I think I've only done a halo eye, I don't know, twice? I think twice. I think that's it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do the rest of my face or not, but I am gonna do the halo eye. So we'll see. And I'm actually thinking about maybe doing a subtle halo eye and a drastic, but it really depends on how much time I have because I'm doing this on my lunch hour. So I have gone ahead and prepped my skin. I've got all of my products on. All I have to do now is put on my eye primer and then we'll get started. I can tell you that in the early stages of this process of doing a halo eye and other more drastic looking looks, that it's gonna look really crazy. Like I'm gonna look super insane because I'm gonna have a lot of shadow on my eyes, and until it gets completely cleaned up and applied, it will look a little batty. Hey Tony, we're talking makeup, doing a halo eye. It was voted on. People wanted to see it, so wish me luck, peoples. I've only done this once or twice, 2 or 3 times. I don't remember exactly, but it's a small handful. I'm not 100% proficient in this, so I'm really excited to get to practice it again. I'm hoping to do the cut crease for the next one because that's another one that I really haven't practiced a whole lot on, and I could really use the experience on it. Let's see, what should I do for my scent of the day? Most of my scents that I'm wearing right now are in my purse, but I'm gonna go ahead and thank you. I need the luck, I do, seriously. Today's scent of the day is gonna be my Burberry, the blush. I love this one. It's soft, it's subtle, and yeah, it's just very light. I like this one. All right, so hopefully it'll bring out the creative vibes that I need to do this halo eye. Oh my goodness. I'm a little nervous and excited at the same time. All right, so my eye primer is on. I am not going to set it. Felt like something was crawling on my leg. Nothing there. Still feels like there's something crawling on my leg, but there's nothing there. So I'm not gonna set it. And the reason I'm not gonna set it is because I want the colors to be as vibrant as possible. So I'm probably gonna be jumping between palettes. I am gonna start out with my LimeLight palette, which has a slew of awesome colors in it. And I think I was kind of envisioning what colors I wanted to use, and because it's so springy, you know, we're in springtime and all the flowers are blooming, and I was outside meditating for my break this morning and saw the poinsettia still had its red bracts, I think they're called, the red leaves that are on poinsettias, and I saw the other flowers blooming out there, so I think I'm gonna go with yellows and oranges. That's where I'm leaning towards, but you know, that could always change. I might add some pink in there if I have to make it more vibrant. So I'm gonna go in with a transition color just to start. I haven't been doing this recently for whatever reason, but I will be on this one because I wanna try and make it dramatic. I don't know if I'm gonna be wearing this to class tonight. I've got 2 hours of dance ahead of me at the end of the day. So we'll see what I look like when I actually go to class tonight. I may have already washed everything off. Especially depending on what it looks like. Yeah, we should see. I'm really excited to see how it turns out. All right, so I am going in with this very light yellow color. It's kind of a canary yellow right here. I love this color. I use it often. Yeah, this and the winter white and the pink are probably my most loved colors out of the palette just because they are nice transition shades and nice crease shades. I really, really enjoy them. So I'm just gonna pat it in, and this one's just gonna kind of peek through off the top of the halo eye. Thank you. Have a fantastic have a fantastic day, man. I hope the winter ends for you guys. I understand it's still kind of white up there, a lot of snow. So sending some warm, sunny Florida vibes y'all's way. Actually, there was something funny on Facebook yesterday. Somebody had posted a weather map and it looked like a dinosaur was heading towards Ohio. It was the funniest thing. I think I tagged Taylor and Abby in it because it just made me giggle. I should have tagged all of you guys, seriously. Yeah, it is January there. You guys are so getting like snow. Every time I turn around, I get a picture from somebody up there saying, here's our day. I think on Monday, Kim had sent me a picture. She's like, happy April 2nd. And everything, all the yard, the trees, everything had white snow like everywhere. It was so crazy. I am so sorry y'all are still lasting through this. This is, come visit Florida. It's nice and warm down here. Well, I take that back. Today, I went out to do my meditation and it was 9 o'clock in the morning. It was 66 degrees outside. I could not believe it. I was actually in shock for a moment that it was so chilly outside. I think it's 73 right now and it's supposed to warm up to the 80s. So I'm definitely sending you guys some warm thoughts. Mother Nature is all over the place. She's not really sure where she wants to be warm and cold. So she's just giving everybody everything, I guess. I have some people on Instagram that I follow, a lot of dancers, and they're like in other countries, and man, it's still winter for them too. You should definitely come to Tampa though, man. It would be so much fun. You'd have a blast. There's so much to do down here, Tony. I mean, there's a lot to do up there too. I love it when we visit. Hey, Paulette, I am attempting my halo eye. I am just adding in the, hey girl, I am just adding in the crease shade now. I want to start walking, but it's too cold. Yeah, I bet. What is the weather up there? What's the temperature right now for you guys in Ohio? And do you live close to Kim and them? Are you in that same area, or are you where it's, you know, more lake effect? Everybody's so dispersed and spread out up there. I'm not really sure where everybody lives. Plus, I'm never driving when I'm there. Every time I go up there, I'm being driven around by everybody because I don't have a car. Holy crud! Are you serious? Oh man, that is not cool. Well, I mean, that is cool, but it's not fun cool. It's nice to visit. How about that? Hey Bobby, I'm doing makeup today. Let's see. Okay, so I've got my crease shade, my transition shade in. I've got it, you know, pulled up here so that it will peek through some of the crazy colors that I'm going to add. Now I get to go through and start adding the crazy colors. So I will be depositing color on the outer corner and the inner corner of both of my eyes. I think I'm just going to do a consistent look on both eyes. It'll be easier for me that way. Oh, I got a text from one of my sisters. Or maybe it was Taylor. It had everybody's name on it, so I'm not sure. So I'm gonna go in with this orange. Oh, this is happening. Okay, so let me grab my, where are you? Here it is. It's my Mary Kay. It's a little packer brush. I love this. It's actually a crease brush is what I think it's called. Yeah, it's a crease brush, but it's so small that it's perfect for getting into these little corner areas. I will probably be alternating between this and this little pencil brush. This is my favorite pencil brush right now. It is nice and stiff and it allows me to deposit product in small areas. So like when I get into this little bitty corner here, I'll probably end up using that or the little bitty MAC 231 that I'm using every single time I do a video. Love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, so I am dipping into the orange shade, this one right here. Love this color. It is from the Lottie collaboration in Limelight. I'm probably going to pull out some other oranges as well because I've got some others that might be a little bit darker, a different shade, more of a pumpkin, but we'll see. I am supposed to be doing a spring look. That's right. Spring, spring, spring. So maybe I'll stay with this and add some pink to it. I don't know. Like my post said the other day, my creative process is a whole bunch of random thoughts thrown on my face. Okay, I'm out. I love your art. Thank you so much, Tony. I'm wishing you some very warm thoughts. Have a great day, man. Mwah! I'm just gonna tap a little bit in here. Tap it here. All right, let me go over to the other eye. The only thing with, you could actually do a halo eye in so many different ways. That's why I was considering doing it different ways. Because you could do a subtle halo eye where you deposit color all over the lid and then you just add a little bit of highlighter in the center, sparkly highlighter or glitter in the center. It's basically just highlighting that center portion of your eye and just allowing that to be like it's surrounded in a halo is my understanding. So you can be as creative with it as you want to. I do see a lot of the girls, depending on their eye shape, I have very small eyelids. One of my girlfriends, Halea, she's got these big, beautiful eyelids, and her halo eyes would be amazing, like some of the MUAs I watch, because she has so much space to work from. Mine are very small, so for somebody with smaller eyes like mine, smaller in this area, the orbital ridge is right here, and then I've got the crease, and then the eyelid, the movable eyelid. I could actually take my halo up a little bit higher, and that would make my eyes appear larger. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. It really depends on the amount of time. That also, if I take it up higher, that also allows me to prevent any transfer. That's something else that could happen if I don't take it up high enough. So say I only do it right here where my brush is at, this area right here could get transfer from the color I deposit. So that's just a little tip to think about. And you really want to play around with the techniques for your particular eye shape and the results that you actually want to create. So as you can see, I'm trying to keep the section, I'm gonna deviate from what I was just saying. I'm trying to keep the halo area open, free of color. If I were to already have color on this, I could use a concealer, or I could use the LimeLight one, or I could just, like I said earlier, put a highlighter. Do I have one out here? Yeah, here's my Ofra highlighter. I love this highlighter. It's from the Everglow collaboration they had with Nikki Tutorials. This is a great highlighter. I love all of these shades. I use this one as an eyeshadow because my skin coloring is so light that this is too dark for me as a highlighter, but it's great as an eyeshadow. And then these could also be used as the halo. So if I decided not to leave this space above my iris void of color, I could just deposit one of these highlighters in this section, and that would highlight the area. So it's really, my layman's understanding is, thank you, is that, you know, it's just to highlight that section of the eye. Kind of like how when we highlight our faces, it's just bringing out where the light would naturally hit it. So it's fun. So play around with it. I know people say, well, I'm not an artist. Everyone has the ability to be an artist. Everyone. It's whether or not you trust yourself to do it. And I say it that way because I was sketching since I was a teenager and I didn't trust myself to do it. So then I was sketching again in my 20s and then I didn't trust myself to do it, so I stopped. I didn't have confidence in it. So really just do it. Do whatever it is that makes you happy. And if you do your face and you feel beautiful, own it. Because that's really all it's about. It's your way of expressing yourself. Mine's through makeup. I really love playing with the makeup. I love painting and things like that. I'm gonna drag the color through my crease actually, and I'm just gonna drag it out to connect to the other side. But yes, as I was saying, everyone has the ability to be an artist. I promise. I see it every time I see somebody going to like a paint and sip or any of those areas or any of those companies where they give you an idea of what to paint, and then they've painted this beautiful creation and they're like, I've never painted a day in my life, and boom, they've painted something that's absolutely gorgeous. We actually had a paint night with our studio last year sometime, and there were people in the group who their paintings turned out way better than mine. And I consider myself an artist, but I was blown away by the creativity, people stepping outside of what they were being told to do, and they knocked it out of the park, man. So trust yourself. You can do it. You do anything you put your mind to. My mom always said that when we were kids, but for whatever reason, I didn't believe it. So believe it. Anything's possible. All right, so I'm just gonna do the same thing I did on the other eye. And like I said at the beginning of this, I'm gonna look crazy until it's all together. So I'm just lightly tapping this in place. And the reason I'm tapping is for a couple of different reasons. One, I want to deposit as much of the product as possible because I want it to be really nice and opaque. And two, I don't want to drag across my skin. This is a packer brush, not a blending brush. And what I mean by that is it's very tight, very dense, very, look at that. It barely even has a bend to it. I'm forcing it with my nail, but it all stays together. So you don't want to drag that across your eyelid. Be nice to your eyelids. All right, I think that's okay for now. All right, so now I'm gonna go in, and again, I kept the area void right above my iris. Okay, here it goes. I'm gonna go in with some pink from the same palette. I think I'm gonna go in with the lighter pink at first, and then I'm gonna see, it's this one right here. And then if it's not as dark as I want it to be, I will build it up. I'm gonna use the same little brush, the little pencil brush, and I'm just dabbing some pigment on it. It's covered, like every single side is covered. And I'm actually gonna go along right here on the farthest edge, and I just wanna see if it's gonna show up because I'm not sure. This is pretty close in the amount of pigment. Yeah, I can see it. Okay, cool. To the orange I was using, but it's definitely a different shade. The other pink in there is very, very vibrant. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go that vibrant yet. And I just realized I forgot to set a timer, so this is gonna be, hopefully I don't go over on my lunch hour. All right, so I added in the pink into the outer corner. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing on the other eye, adding it to that outer corner. I do tend to get quiet while I'm doing that. That's my creative process. So I'll try to ask questions and stuff as possible as I can, especially if I see someone else jumping on. All right, so I've got the pink on both. I do want to go ahead and blend the orange up a tad. Yeah, I think I want to add that a little bit more. I'm going to blow it out just a tad. And what I mean by blow it out, I mean just kind of allow that. Ooh, allow that orange. Ooh, there it goes. Okay. It was getting really, really light for some reason. Allow that orange to kind of go up a little bit more over my crease. And I may need to add a little bit more to my brush, just a tad. I'm just tapping it in, and then I'll just kind of, I'm not gonna do the windshield wiper on all of it. I want to go over it in a blending motion just so it blends it up a tad. And the reason I'm doing this is so I have a gradient of color. So we have that yellow I put down first, and now we've got the orange. Hopefully you could see the difference between how this one's done, and it's very harsh on the end of that line. I'll zoom you in a tad so you can see my eyes better. The rest of my face has no makeup on it whatsoever. It just has the products to prep my skin. Let me close the blinds a tad more. There we go. So you can see how the color's been diffused. You can see the yellow, you can see the orange, and you see the pink peeking through. I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. See how it's all jagged? It hasn't been blended. I'm gonna go ahead and just blend this out, just like I did on the left side. It's a process. We do the same thing when we're painting. We add color, we diffuse, we blow it out, we add more color, we define. So right now I'm adding and diffusing, and I'm blending these colors so that it gives me the base that I want. And then I go back in and I define where I want to. This is all part of the process, I promise. Have fun with it. It is, I find it fun. It's almost meditative. I really do find it meditative. It's right up there with painting and sketching. I'll start sketching while we're watching television, and I don't know what's going on in the show because I lose my train of thought because I'm focusing on my painting or my sketching or whatever it is I'm doing at that moment. I am going to go ahead and lightly do the corners. I just want to get that pink diffused through a little bit into that crease. I'm going to do the same thing on this side, diffuse it through a little bit into that crease. Same thing on this side, a little bit into that crease. I will be going over the area in the middle with some concealer because I want to give it I want to give the shadow that I put down a nice base from which to work on. I want something tacky at that moment. When I started this, I did have down my eye primer, but you know, as I'm going through this whole process, that gets particles of eyeshadow on it, and it's not going to have that tacky feeling. So I will be going over that section with either my Tarte Shape Tape or the LimeLight concealer. I'm not sure which one yet. I've been using the Tarte Shape Tape. I really haven't used our LimeLight one, but maybe that's something I should try on this one. So, all right, that part's done. Oh, this is kind of nerve-wracking, I swear. All right, I am gonna go in with that bright pink because I wanna get that crease outer V area a little bit darker. So it's this bright fuchsia, very deep pigmented fuchsia. And I'm just gonna deposit that on the far outer edges. Hey Nina, doing the orbital, halo eye. I almost said orbital eye. Do the same thing on this side. Ooh, that's a rarity. You got to see me use the same hand to do both eyes. Normally I switch off. Left hand is left eye, right hand is right eye. I deviated from my process. And again, I'm just patting it. I'm doing a light drag just to deposit it where I want it to go. Do the same thing on this side, and then I'll go back with my blending brush. And I'm doing the blending brush just to diffuse any harsh lines that might be on the outer edge. That's it. This will look cleaner once I'm done, I promise. This is the crazy looking section. All right, I think I have more pink on the side. Although I don't know if that's because of the lighting. I've got two windows, one on this side and one right in front of me. So this side of my face has a little bit more shadow. You'll probably see. So sometimes it makes the eye look like it's darker. So let me just look over here real quick. I love the colors that were in that example that I gave for a halo eye. However, I wasn't feeling those colors for today. It's so beautiful outside and it's so springy that I had to bring in those spring colors. I had to. And with my eye color, I figured it would look really nice. I was talking to a girlfriend yesterday and she was nervous about wearing these colors, the pinks and reds and oranges. And I'm like, you can do it. We both have the same colors of eyes. So I'm like, if they make my eye pop, maybe they'll make your eyes pop too. So I'm hoping she gets the chance to watch this so that she can see that my eyeballs are popping. All right, I need a hydration break really quick. Water. Side note, your face is hydrated not just because of the serums and things that you put on your face. These work in combination with this, clear water. I know people say I drink juice, I drink coffee, I drink juice. This is what does it. Tea and coffee will strip your body of water. They're, I can't think of the word. They make you go pee a lot. They're stimulants, so water. Your kidneys will love you. All right, we're getting there. I actually want to bring some more of that yellow in there because blending out the orange kind of covered it up a tad. And I'm just tapping the yellow around the area that I want. I'm just gonna let that sit there for a second. Then I'm gonna go back in with the other side. And I'm literally just tapping it on my brush. You can see how much is on there. And then I'm just patting it over this area. I did go a little too far on this one, too low. I got a little section right here that has yellow. I didn't mean to do that, but that's okay. When I blend the other color, it'll take care of that. All right. I still had a little bit of pigment on my brush, so I figured I'd just do that. All right, so now I'm just gonna go through and I'm gonna start on the middle section. And then after I finish the top of the eye, I will go and warm up the bottom of the eye. I don't know if I'm doing my full face on this one because, again, I didn't set a timer, so I have no idea what time it is. So if there's anybody on right now, let me know what time it is because I know I started this either right at noon or a minute or two before. Okay, I think this is good for now. Now we're gonna go over and do the middle section. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab my trusty Tarte Shade Tape. I'm gonna do Fair, because it's the lightest of the two. See the colors? This one's Fair, and this one is Light. Okay. I know there's a big controversy about Tarte Shape Tape. They, not their concealers. From what I understand, they offer a pretty good range in the concealers as far as colors go, but their foundations, apparently, they didn't offer very many colors. So yeah, they need to expand that range. But then again, a lot of companies out there need to expand the range on both ends, both the fair side and the darker complexions, because there's just not enough colors. And I understand why they do it, because they want to go to the, you know, highest number of people. Just like any other business, they're going to cater to as many customers as possible. But yeah, I know on the foundation side of it, I've always had an issue trying to find foundations that work for my skin. I end up doing combinations. I've always had to do a combination of colors because there's never like the exact color for me. All right. This is the fun part. And when I say fun, I mean nerve-wracking. All right. And take it out just a little bit more right on this side and the inside. Got a little wrinkle right there. There we go. Now we're cooking with bacon. Oh, bacon. I had bacon this weekend. It was so good. They, Publix they started carrying bacon that is hormone-free, where the pigs are fed vegetarian diets. Oh, I was so happy to have bacon. I didn't have the same reaction after eating it that I've had with other pork products. I also found a pork tenderloin. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Publix. Thank you. And every other company that's offering that now. Okay, so I did widen the area just a tad, and I did go a little bit higher up. I didn't go all the way up to the orbital ridge like I talked about earlier, but I did go directly into the crease. I can tell you when I'm doing this part, sometimes I forget to breathe. I'm holding my breath. I'm like, okay, I can do this. I am tapping. I put a little too much on my brush, so I'm just tapping it on my hand, and I can use that as my palette. Because you don't want it to be too wet. If it's too wet, it'll take too long to dry. Still too much. There we go. No, this is the fun part, getting it even. That's a challenge that I always have when I'm sketching, doing my doodles. Someone actually called me out yesterday. It was so funny. I loved it. I wanted to mention it to him. Maybe he'll see this video. I don't know. Probably not, because he's a guy. Most of the guys don't watch it. Watch them. Usually it's you ladies. But if you do, you know who you are, because you said something about doodles, and I thought it was funny, and I started laughing, and I think you saw me laughing, possibly, because we were all on video chat, that I always refer to my sketches as doodles. Always. Always. It's Miss Toodles Doodles. It just rhymes. But then again, the whole like term of being called an artist, I feel like such a novice. I really do. It's taken me a long time to even say that I'm an artist, just because I see people that I consider artists, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get to that. But then I have to remind myself that what I do is considered artistic to other people and creative, and that I am an artist. So it's those internal dialogues that we have with ourselves, right? So now I've just voiced it for you guys. Hopefully I'm not alone in that. I doubt I am. But yes, I got a good giggle out of him saying, you know, if you sketch, even if you call it a doodle, you know who you are if you're watching this. All right, I'm gonna get my other mirror because I really want to get in and get this detail in here and get it right. So one moment. Okay, you can still see me, so we're good there. This is turning out a lot better than the attempt I did 2 weeks ago. I tried to do this off camera and I put way too much. That's why I was mentioning about you don't want it to be too wet. And when I say too wet, you don't want too much concealer on your eyelid because it just will not dry. Literally will not dry. Okay, I think that's as even as I'm gonna get it for now. All right, I think it looks pretty even, right? Yeah, yeah. Although that one's more angled than this one. See, it's that whole, what is it? Dawn would always say, sometimes good is good enough. That's where I'm at. I'm channeling Dawn LaPierre now. God, that woman was so awesome. She was somebody that we got to work with over at Payment Tech back in the day, and she was my boss for just a moment in time, and awesome, awesome lady. She actually told me, as my boss, sometimes good is good enough. That's a nice thing to hear from your boss. Perfection is unattainable. So, yes. All right, cleaning off my brush because it had all that concealer. Okay, now I'm gonna go in, I don't know what color. I know what color. As soon as I said that, I knew exactly what color. That's so awesome. I love it when that happens. Okay, so since I did the yellow up top and I did the orange and pink on the inner and outer, I'm gonna go in with another one of my favorite colors. Oh, or should I do a completely different color? Oh, bugger. I really want to go in with this silver. I mean, not silver, but this yellow gold right there. I think that would tie in really nicely. But if I do that, I need to make sure that this up here has enough pigment to balance it out. So I'm gonna grab really quick, because I just decided to do this. Of course, I'm changing directions. I'm going to darken up just the crease area. I'm just tapping in that orange that I put on earlier, because I want to make sure that there's enough of a difference between what I put on my lid and what's up here, because you can see the yellow. So again, I'm just going to tap in the orange. I'm just tapping it on my orbital ridge. That is the bony area of my skull right here that I am tapping on. I'm just bringing my pencil brush along that line. Okay, and I'm gonna bring it up just a tad. This is truly like painting. It is so much fun. My lunch break has gotta be over soon. This is so bad. I should have set a timer. Oops, I hit it out by accident. And I'm gonna bring this one up just like I did the other one. Just a tad. Am I still? Yeah, I'm still on the camera. There's another girl that I follow on Facebook, and she does makeup demonstrations and tutorials and various looks. And I think her channel got messed up yesterday, or her video. She was trying to record and her entire Facebook just shut down. I think it did it like twice as she was trying to do her video. So she ended up spending like 3 hours trying to do a look. I promised not to be on here 3 hours. My bosses would be very upset with me if I was on here for 3 hours. So I am definitely trying to keep this in my lunch hour. Okay, so I did bring that up just a tad, and I'll go through and diffuse with that yellow just like I did earlier. Just tapping it in. Do the same thing on this side. And just make sure, because I almost brought, I kind of hit the one next to it, the pan next to it, which is pink, and I don't want pink up here, I want yellow. So again, I'm just tapping it in, and all I'm gonna do now is just diffuse the colors. See that line demarcation? I just want to blend it together, and I'm blending this up so that when I put that beautiful gold yellow on my lid, it's really gonna pop. There wasn't enough color on my crease and above my crease on my immovable lid, so that's why I'm bringing this up a little bit higher, because I really want to be able to show that. Okay, so I can see it a little bit better on this side. Go in and blend just like I did on the other eye, and I probably won't be able to do the rest of my face based on the amount of time that I think I've already been on, which is probably around 30 if I had to guess. Blend like your life depends on it. Yes, that is a saying. All right, So now I'm gonna go through and grab that beautiful yellow gold. It is one of my favorite colors. I wear it often, so often. I'm actually gonna put it on with my finger. Highly pigmented, beautiful yellow gold. Hopefully you can see the reflect in it. It's just, oh, it's my favorite. And I'm trying to concentrate it just on that area that has the void of color on my eyelid. Can you see it? I hope so. I will go in with a brush afterwards to do the detailing, but I just wanted to make sure that that gets as concentrated as possible. I am all about using what God gave me for tools when possible. I love brushes, I love sponges, I use them often, but these foiled and shimmer colors sometimes go on much better. And I will be putting a, I think I have a silver color to put over this to shimmer it up a little bit more. I'll have to look for it. I meant to grab it beforehand and I completely forgot until just now. I'm looking while I'm on the, nope, that's not it. I know it's in one of, oh, here it goes. Yeah, oh no, wait, that's the liner. It's a little shimmery liner, but that's not what I wanted. I want, oh, there it is. I knew it was in this little thing. I am kind of organized. Actually, I'm really organized. It just wasn't easily seen. It is something that I got in, it is Medalist Liquid Foil and Glitter Shadow Duo. So I want to put on the liquid foil, which I believe is this piece down here. And then once I get this done, I'll add it on there and it'll make it shine a little bit more. All right, so I've got the color on my eye. I want to go in with that little 231 brush, the MAC 231. It is one of my favorites. And I'm just going to go ahead and press on some of this pigment, this yellow foil. I got it on both sides, and then I'm going to go in and I'm just going to tap it into areas where I may have missed it with my finger, because my finger is a lot bigger than the area that we were trying to get covered. And again, I'm just packing this on. I'm not rubbing it. I am literally packing it into those areas where the color is devoid. Hey, Diane, doing my halo eye. I love this yellow. It is, oh, that Lottie collaboration is my favorite. Oh, did you? Yes. I'll have to go check out your channel. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and y'all watching this, check out Diane's Facebook page. She does some beautiful looks, and I love her eye looks. They're so gorgeous. Did you go with the halo eye like we were talking, or did you end up doing something different? All right, I think that's good on that one. Let me go back over on this one real quick because I did bring it out a little bit farther. I'm looking forward so you can see I did go further out there. I'm gonna have to clean that up with some eyeshadow, but I do see a space right here where there's no color whatsoever, which is probably fine, but since I messed up on the other eye and brought it out so far, I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. If I make the mistake on one eye, I'm gonna make this mistake on the other eye as well. That way it's even. Even playing field if possible. All right. So I do brushes on the eyes along with the Lottie. Oh, I love Lottie. Oh, love, love, love Lottie. That collab is, I can't believe it's not sold out. The other collab that she has of the basics, I think it is, it's been sold out since I joined LimeLight, and I want to get it so bad. But I'm so grateful the Lottie collab with all those vibrant colors. Let me just show you guys real quick. I merged all of my eyeshadows together in a single palette because I kept having to fumble through various palettes since this is all I seem to be using. This yellow, the green, the blue, and then these three beautiful colors right here, the orange, the pink, and the fuchsia. Those are, no, sorry, no, that didn't, not the orange, the blue, yellow, gold, that's it. So it's the top line here to the blue, and then I believe it's the orange and this pink, I think it is. I think that's what it is. Or is the yellow, oh, that's right, the light yellow didn't come with it. Ooh, blush number 5 on the lids. Oh, I can't wait to see what you created. It's gonna be gorgeous. All right, so I'm gonna go back in with that beautiful lighter pink color just to warm up the outer edge. Yes, Dream Palette, that's what it was called. Yeah. Love, love, love. So I'm just gonna go on the outer corner with the pink. I'm just gonna tap it in. I'm gonna go again on this side. I'm just gonna tap in that outer pink out in the outer corner, the pink on the outer corner. And if this is the lighter of the 2 pinks, not that dark fuchsia. I'm gonna do the same thing on the inner corner of my eye right here, dark pink. And the same thing on this side, dark pink. Am I still? Yeah, okay, still there. Just want to make sure I was still in the frame because when I'm looking at the second one, I can't see what I'm doing up there. And then I'm grabbing some of the orange and I'm just, remember how I said earlier that we go in and we build this up? Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm building this back up now that I've added all the colors that I need. And I'm adding in anything that may have gotten wiped away or accidentally covered up while adding the other colors. All right, let me make sure. What I'm doing right now is I'm just looking. So this one ends at my eye, so I'm gonna go in just a little bit. And I'm trying to keep this right on the outer edge of that iris color, that dark blue of my eye right there. That's my guide. I do have a lazy eye. My left eye is lazy, which is funny since that's the one that's raised up higher. But the eyelid itself, it does droop a little bit more than my right eye. If I'm tired, if I drink alcohol, if I'm out with a group of friends, they'll know I'm intoxicated because my left eyelid droops. And I'm doing the same thing on the inside, just adding in that orange right there. Going over the crease with the orange to connect the 2 together. This is a fun look. I still have to warm up the bottom. Do the same thing on this side. Got my orange and tapping it into place. And I'm looking to make sure I haven't gone past the iris, which I seem to be okay. And they're both jetting in that way, which is nice. And then I'm gonna connect those 2 in the crease area using that orange. All right, this is coming along. So you see what the halo eye is, right? It's just highlighting that center area. All right, so now I'm gonna go in and warm up the bottom. I'm gonna warm it up first using the yellow. I did read somewhere, or someone had told me, I can't remember. I think it was, actually, you know what? It may have been a YouTube video that I watched last year. And they said that you never wanna put white or super shimmery light eyeshadow on your lower lash line. And I'll have to get the reference for you guys because I don't remember who said it, but I did test it out and I was like, oh my goodness, what happens if you do that? So see, I put a yellow, which is fine because it's a warmer color, but if I had put stark white, it would have made, see how it bulges right here? Everyone's eyes has that bulge right there because, you know, our eyes behind that part of the lid or lash line. If I put white, it would have made it look even more. White accentuates, it highlights, it makes it stand out. So nobody wants this part of their eye to stand out in that way because then it just makes it look puffy. And I didn't know that until they said it, and I was like, let me go test this. And sure enough, I did it, and I was like, oh my goodness, I was doing that for years. I didn't know. So now I warm it up with a warm color or something like a tan or this yellow just to put the base down. But that's my own personal preference for my eyes, for my eye shape. So if you put white and it looks great and you love it, you do you. You do it. I'm not telling anyone not to. I'm just telling you something I heard, which I thought was helpful. So, yeah. All right. Again, I'm going in with the yellow. I'm going to connect it with the outer corner. Yellow on the side just to finish warming, connect it with that outer corner. And I'm gonna go in with the orange that I used earlier, and I'm gonna try and mimic what I did on my upper eyelid. So I'm gonna start orange. I'll add the pink last on the outer, and then a small amount on the inner. All right, and I'm gonna go on the outer over here. outer. Probably would have helped if I had done my eyebrows. I should have done my eyebrows for this look, but I should really start doing these after dance class. That would probably work out really good because most people are online at night, I guess. For me, this works out just because this is when I take my lunch. My lunch. I don't always take a lunch. So I'm thankful when I get to do this. All right, I did make a little bit of a mistake, but that's okay, I can clean it up. The mistake is right here, it came down a little further on my under, but I can clean that up. All right, so I'm gonna go in with that beautiful light pink like I did earlier, and I'm going on the outer area, just this far outer area. And I'm connecting the two, top to the bottom, because I have that same color in the corner. Doing the same thing on this side. I'm going to connect the two together. Somebody else recreate this. I want to see what you guys create. Use the colors that you want to use though. You don't have to do these colors or this palette if you don't have it, but I'd love to see what your creations are. I'm not done yet. I'm almost done. All right, so just checking to see where I maybe didn't have enough color in certain areas. All right, now I'm gonna go in with that shimmer shade just on the middle. I don't normally put shimmers on my lower lash line. I'm only doing that since this is a dramatic look that's being done for this video. So if I was doing a performance or something, maybe I would do this, where it's got the shimmer right here in the middle and the shimmer on top and the bottom. But for my everyday look, I'm unsure if I would be putting a shimmery eyeshadow on the lower lash line. I don't know. I'm not sure if I would do that. Maybe. We'll see. And I'm just patting it on. All right. Nope. I'm actually losing daylight. It must be getting cloudy out there because it's seeming kind of dark right now. I'm going to turn this on for just one moment just to, that's better. Ooh, and now I can see the sparkle on that. Whoa. Again, I look a little crazy. I am not done. All right. Looks wicked. Oh, thank you. Oh, hey, what time is it? Do you know? I forgot to set a timer. I was gonna set 2 timers, that way I knew when it was 30 and 45 minutes, but I forgot. Please don't tell me it's 1 o'clock. Even if it is. No, if it's 1 o'clock, let me know, because I gotta get back to work. Okay, so I'm going to clean up the areas that need to be cleaned up. I'm gonna go through and put on some mascara. This would be really nice with some eyeliner. I could do like a winged eyeliner. I don't have time to do that on the camera right now because I do have to get back to work. But I want to be able to give you guys a finished look. So let me go ahead and clean this up a little bit. I'm going to go in with the Zero Concealer. This is from LimeLight right here. It is the lightest one if I'm not mistaken. I'm just putting it on my 231. As you know me, I'm all about this pen. This is my favorite brush. I love it. So I'm just going to go in and clean it up. I could have also used micellar water. That's another way, but I didn't want to have the oil. There's a little bit of oil in micellar water. I didn't want that right next to the eye look. So I'm just gonna go in with this and I'm just gonna clean up the edges. I'm doing the crazy open mouth look. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. As you can see, I did carry this all the way up here. That also helped me clean up my outer edge, and it made that line really nice and crisp. Thank you so much. That's awesome. I like doing that. You can see the difference. So here's the one that's cleaned up, and then I'm just gonna pat this. There we go. And I'm just tapping. Our concealers are wax-based, so adding the heat of our finger or our body helps to melt it into place. So there we go. All right, so I went ahead and cleaned up this eye, the one that I'm still tapping the concealer in. I use concealer 0. There we go. I cleaned this one up, and as you can see how it's got that sharp line going out there, and you can see the gradient in color going around my eye. This side has not been cleaned up. So I've got the messy little area here and the messy little area right there where I connected the two and I blended this out, but it's not as sharp looking. There's nothing wrong with having this look. I just prefer this one, and this is because ever since I started doing ballroom dance, this is how their eyes are. They all have that whoosh. It's like someone just sliced it. I would normally, there goes that pregnant pause doing the I would normally put on a really nice thick wing on this, but I do have to get back to work at some point. So let me finish this. I'm gonna go ahead and add some more of that 0 concealer right here. I'm gonna put a little bit on the back of my hand in case I put too much. And I'm gonna do the same thing to clean up this eye, just like I did this one. Oops, my light. I'm turning the light back on. It's gonna get really bright here, guys. And I'm going under that eye, and I'm just tapping the product into place, and then I'll warm it up with my finger here in just a second. You can really see how it's got the color right there. I'd gone down pretty far, but you can, whoops, let me turn the light off so you can see. I'm making this one look like that one, so it's got that sharp line. All right, I'm turning the light back on one more time so I can finish cleaning it up. All right, here we go. I try to go in patting motions. I try not to drag too much. I don't know if that's real, if the whole dragging across your lower eye area is bad, but I've been hearing it my entire life. So I know it looks like I'm dragging. I'm really trying to just pat it into place that way. Oh, I'm sorry if the mirror was in the way. Okay, now I'm gonna go through and just pat this out with my finger. I'm patting it. I could do this with a blending brush as well, or blending sponge. I love using sponges. Oh my goodness. I use them for so much. After putting on setting spray that doesn't want to dry, it's really good. I don't know if you guys have tried that or not, but it definitely helps. Okay. Wow, that's really clean. All right, does it look even? I think it looks even. This one could go up a little bit more. Yeah, let me do that real quick. I'm getting to the point of good is good enough because I could sit here and perfect it for a long time. All right, let me just go tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. Okay, hopefully I didn't go too far. So much easier doing this on someone else than it is doing it on myself because I don't have the same perspective. I did a girlfriend's makeup last weekend and it was so much easier doing a cut crease on her than it was doing on myself because I can see her entire face. When I'm doing it just for me, I can't see my entire face until I back away from the camera. All right, I think that's as good as it's gonna get. I just bring this one up just a tad because I did that on the other side. All right, so this is my halo eye. I have seen variations of this. Again, like I mentioned earlier, you don't have to go this drastic in the color differences. You can just use a highlighter, like this little, what is it, Touch and Soul Metallist Liquid Foil and Glitter. I could have just added this to the center and been done with it. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to put color on my base. So let me see which one's the right one. This one looks like the foil. This is not the best packaging because what ends up happening is all the product gets stuck on the outer edges and it's hard to get it on this little wee brush. So I'm gonna try and shake it and see if I can get the product to come out. This is one of those Sephora Play, hey, we're gonna include this kind of products. We don't know if it's any good, but try it out, see if you like it. I have not been that impressed just because the applicator it's really hard to get the product out. Eek. Yeah, I can't seem to get the product out. I'm just trashing that one. I'm actually gonna go in with my Ofra. I love Ofra, I love it. Actually, hold on one second. Because this is yellow, I'm checking Morphe real quick. Nope, those are all bronzes. And I do have something over here. One moment. The only reason I'm second guessing myself with the Ofra is because those are a little different in the tone. I think, oh yeah. There's this frosting. I think I'm gonna dab that just on the edge closest to my eye and see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't mess everything up. All right, let's see. Artist Gone Wild. Hey Rita, we are talking Halo Eye. Does it look okay? All right, so I'm grabbing a little bit of frosting, which I'm not even sure if I've ever used this. I love the colors in this palette. It's the Jeffree Star Androgyny. I was using it non-stop for the longest time, and then I started getting other like ABH and stuff like that, and then kind of forgot about it. So I'm actually gonna add this to the upper portion. I don't really see a huge difference, so all right, maybe that didn't really do anything. Darn. Yeah, I should have just gone in with the Ofra. That's okay. Now that I did it on this side, I have to do it on the other side. You know me, it's all about balance. No, I'm not a Libra. Actually, a few of my closest friends are Libras. I love their balance. Maybe that's where I get it from. They rub off on me. Since I added this one over here, I have to do it on this side as well. I'm just adding this in the upper section, and then I'm gonna go in with the Ofra on the area closest to my lash line. Okay. Got it. All right, now I'll go in with the Ofra. And then I will consider this look finished once I put my mascara. Ooh, that made it look wet. I don't know if it's translating, but it definitely looked wet as I was applying it. Oh yeah, I could see the difference. Wow. All right, I'm gonna turn the light on, that way you guys can hopefully see what I'm talking about here. It gave it a whole different dimension. I added, let me see if I can get this to focus differently. Yeah, it's really washed out. So I added the Ofra on the lower section, and then I added the Jeffree Star on the top, and so it really brightened up the area closest to my eyelash. Wow, that's cool. All right, I'll pop on some mascara so you guys can see what it's look like finished, and then I'm gonna say this is done for today. I do have to get back to work. Oh my goodness, I get so lost in the creative process. For those of you that like to do makeup or do things that are creative, do you have that problem too, where you lose track of time? Like, time doesn't exist at all. The mascara that I'm using is Benefit Roller Lash. It was one of the ones closest to me, so I just grabbed it. I meant to grab the LimeLight one. It's got fibers, and I wanted to build this using the fibers, but I grabbed my Benefits. So this is what we're using. I hope I'm still in frame. Yes. I do love this mascara. It is one of my absolute favorites. They have a new one. I think it's their Big Bang Lash or something. I don't know. I haven't tried it, but I don't like the packaging. It's ginormous. And then the brush, I don't believe it is a curved brush. And I am a fan of curved brushes. All right, I think this one's built up enough. As usual, I will not be adding my lower lash line. Sorry, guys. The mascara to my lower lash line. All right. One eye, completely done. I love it. That's so cool. I might keep this look on for tonight. I don't know. We'll see. There's a good chance I might keep it on. It turned out, I was a little nervous. I have to tell you, I was very nervous to do this because this is not a look that is my everyday look. So, oh, let me show you the volume of the mascara. So here's with the mascara and here's without. I'll look down with the mascara and without. Definitely one of my favorites. You can't mistake this one for anything else. This is the only one I know that's got this pink. This is it right here. Benefit Roller Lash. Oh, it's upside down. Benefit Roller Lash. If I'm gonna promote it, I should at least do it the right way, right? All right, do the other eye. Yeah, I can't even see the lashes on this side. It's so good. And that was just one swipe. I didn't double dip or anything. Am I in that? I am, okay. I started looking at my second mirror down here, my magnifying mirror. And I do this because I've got hooded eyes most of the time, so if I look down, it keeps my mascara from getting deposited on my orbital ridge or lash line for the most part. Every time I say that, I end up getting mascara places I don't want it, so let's see if I just jinx myself. All right, I think we're good. There we go, 2 eyes done. I will not be doing the rest of my face on camera because of time, but I hope this was helpful. I like how it turned out. I'm really excited. It turned out way better than I could have imagined. So I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Here it is zoomed out so you know what I look like from afar. Yeah, it turned out pretty good. I think it did, but of course, well, I would tell you if I didn't like it, but I really do like it. It's making my eye color pop. All right, you guys have a fantastic today. I really hope this was helpful. I talked through all of the steps I could think of. If you have any questions about this or any of the products I used or LimeLight or skincare, whatever it is, just let me know. PM me or comment on this particular video and I will do what I can to help. Have a fantastic day, everybody. Mwah! And happy creating. Deuces.